guys, welcome back to Trails to Daybreak. We're just starting right now in Chapter 2. Chapter 1 just ended. So I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm having a blast playing it. I'm going through the whole series, going to record it, so... I've attempted a few of the others in the past, but I'm going to go all out this is a pretty long game, so after I guess I'm done this, Daybreak 2 comes out on February 14th, 25, on Valentine's Day, so that'll be my own Valentine's gift. And I hear there's romance about it too, so that'll be good too, so. And fishing is back in it, so that'll be good. I always like the fishing. Here we go.
A large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving us with a ton of extra My Pillows. But you know what? That's no cost. I'm going to make it your game. For the first time ever, you can scan the classic My Pillows for wholesale prices. Only $14.88. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Only $14.88. But it gets even better. For a limited time, I'm going to offer my entire classic collection at wholesale prices. Upgrade to a king-size My Pillow for just $18.88. King size only $1 more. Get my body pillows for $29.88 and multi-use My Pillows for only $9.88. So go to mypillow.com and call the number on the screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of wholesale pricing for the first time ever on TV, including my standard size My Pillow, only $14.88. They've never been offered this way before. We have limited quantities at this price, so limit's going to be 10, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Sure, this print prints business cards, but we also print beans and those. And agree with that. We print your brand on everything so customers can notice you, remember you, and fall in love with you. If you need it, we print it with 25% off for new customers at VistaPrint.com.
Which also tells us a family of brands with a wholesale order any traveler you want to be. That quality in for the job that gets every dollar and minute out of the spending with you.
Stay 2 nights to get 8,000 points when you move to that. We can order smooth state bookings. Eric broke his business installing campaign strategy. Plus, Bernie Sanders on the key to successful live on Sunday morning.
I never really considered that they were all
True. And remember, patrons, whatever they may be drinking, and remember they're drinking whether it's alcohol or drugs, impaired drivers pose a dangerous
Give us some more!
if you suspect an impaired driver, call 911 to report it as a crime in progress to the police. Call it Operation Lookout, and we want you to be part
You always get so carried away.
of the city.
The little conqueror of Lasso never disappoints, I see. You must be so proud to see your childhood friend doing well for himself.
I suppose. So, I've got my eyes on someone better.
Is that so?
Anyway, I'm glad that tonight's show ended without incident. Do you think he was able to let off some steam?
I presume as much. So that's their move. Now then, who shall I have handle this in my absence?
Even the demons were falling for me by the end there. Not that I'm surprised. Which is me we're talking about.
Wonderful work as always, Aaron, but must you rile up the crowd like that?
My fans deserve special treatment. If that bugs you so much, fire me.
You know we can't afford to do that.
Yeah, our shows wouldn't be so popular if it weren't for you.
Even if he gets into a bunch of trouble, it's hard to deny the passion you bring to the stage.
Like I always say, nothing beats a show where the performers are just as into it as the fans. Except for the after party, of course. Speaking of which, the night is still young. Aaron!
Check this out, the 17-year-old kayak
Let a firecracker up your ass.
after spending over 12 hours in the waters of Honolulu, Hawaii,
Hell
after
happened
he was
to you?
separated from his paddle crew and
It was those
capsized when he was
outsiders
spotted by
again.
an airplane.
They jumped us out of nowhere.
Kayak was rescued
Didn't walk
by
us
the
into the
Coast Guard
clinic.
and an off-duty lifeguard in front of a
Those
hospital.
northern bastards don't know when to
Serious
give
stable
up.
condition. Sure he does.
That's how
Apparently the
they
Coast Guard
want.
directed the
Let's
off-duty
play.
lifeguard to him and rescued him. That's awesome. That's all for us.
Bring your swords.
That is all for us this hour. Welcome to Ameriprise. Sam Morris and Brother Max recommended you. My best friend Sandy says you can change help. At Ameriprise Financial, more than 9 out of 10 of our clients are likely to recommend us. Our neighbors, the Garcias, love working with us because the advice we give is personalized. Hey, Dr. Jr., to help reach your goals with confidence. That's why it's more than advice.
Chapter 2. Bright Star of the Dazzling City.
Whether you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s and beyond, I know you've seen changes in the skin on your body. Don't panic. It's never too late to transform yourself.
That's the stuff. When it comes to saunas, nothing beats a good look.
Draper Race has been delivering smoother, firmer, younger looking skin for almost a decade.
Draper Race is America's number one anti-aging body cream for dry, crazy skin. That's because it works, people.
The Draper Race two-step system is clinically shown to reduce creepy-looking skin the very first time you use it.
I didn't know what it was for. I love it now.
And now there's
gotta be kidding me.
using the skin revitalizing tool, specially designed to amplify the power of Draper Race.
What the hell are you barging in on me for?
Revitalizing tool. It is new and it is free.
So,
Yes,
you
you got it.
decided to
It's free.
Draper Race is already an incredible deal at $49.95. Order today. We'll send you the skin revitalizing
I don't really
tool
know
for
how much.
$129
It
value.
is.
Free.
I don't know all the specifics, but I think the temperature control is different.
You'll also receive our luxurious neck repair treatment. A $49 value, free. Some creepy race, the skin on my neck looks very
What's a man gotta do to enjoy his bath time in
These two
peace?
incredible bonuses are rounded together at $178.
I'm going for a
There are
second
free
soak
gifts to
later.
you.
I'm treating myself to some gelato after.
patience because it works.
Don't wait. Get all this, a $247 value for only $49.95, plus free shipping.
If you're not reveling in your young-looking, soft, sexy skin, just return it, Atlas. Even if they're used up and empty, and we'll give you your money back.
This is a limited time offer that will not last. Scan the QR code, call, or go to creeperrates.com and order right now. Rising costs, selective coverage. Countless Americans, the complex specialty care they need is always felt just out of reach. At Evergreen, we give members unrivaled access to the most complex therapies at the best prices, while providing enhanced support for in-home nursing at no additional cost. That's why they make us work. Evergreen helps us.
This is the story of the one. The one knows that when we begin his days in life, we expect to every. But with a solid game plan and a teammate like culture, which she can rely on to deliver the product she needs when she needs it, she's confident that she will always win the day. Your team will do the same. Call thegranger.com for just on time. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, now, the Summer Vice President Harris is on the campaign trail in Battleground, Michigan. That's what she's set to deliver remarks any minute now. She's in Detroit, alongside Detroit native musician Lizzo. She's expected to join her on stage for a Get Out the Vote event. The Vice President trying to energize voters in the all-important swing state. With just about 2 weeks to go, just over that, before Election Day, we'll bring the Vice President's remarks when she speaks. But first, this.
We're continuing our battle with Iran's other terrorist proxies. We're going to win this war. So what's that mean to Turkey?
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu striking a defiant tone and vowing nothing will deter his country from victory. This after Israel targets his home in northern Israel and a fight launched from Lebanon. Hello everyone and welcome to Live. I'm Rafael Rebel. Hi Eric. Hi Eric. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Sean. Hezbollah also firing a barrage of rockets in northern Israel today. That left at least one person dead and several others injured. It is the latest sign of escalating tensions following the killing of Hamas City Ali Seymour, the mastermind, terrorist, despicable mastermind behind the brutal October 7th attack on Israel. Dr. Rebecca Grant will join us with more on this in a few moments, but first we begin with Fox News team coverage. Lucas Tomlinson will have the latest reaction from the White House. Well, first let's go to that family news live on the ground and television, the latest from there.
Hi, Eric. Israel is calling it an attempted assassination of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It happened to the north of where I am in Tel Aviv right now, near Netanyahu's vacation home. Israel says the drone was launched from Lebanon and it struck in Caesarea. It did not hit Netanyahu's house. His office, the drone targeted his home, calling it an attempted elimination. It was one of more than 100 missiles launched from Lebanon into northern Israel today. Our Fox crew here on the ground has seen some of them in the sky. The IDF says a 51-year-old man is now dead, 14 people injured today. Netanyahu released a video a short while ago saying he will not be deterred by these strikes, and he also responded to Israel's monumental elimination this week of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. And a shocking new drone video shows the final moments of Sinwar's life this week. He's camouflaged amongst the rubble in Gaza. He's on the chair on the left of your screen. Sinwar was considered the de facto leader of Hamas, perhaps enemy number one of Israel, the mastermind of October 7th. His death has sparked speculation that perhaps Hamas will disarm. However, Hamas says Sinwar's death will not end its mission. And in response to what's being called the attempted assassination of Netanyahu today, Israel carried out at least 3 airstrikes in Beirut's suburbs, targeting populated areas known to be home to Hezbollah officers. And also the IDF has released multiple messages urging the public not to believe rumors that the remaining hostages in Gaza have been released or recovered. The last count, there are at least 101 remaining hostages. The IDF says that these rumors are only hurting the families even more. Eric Martel.
All right, Matt, Dr. Rebecca Grant in a moment on all of this. Thank you very much. Martel? Sure. Eric and Matt, thank you. Meanwhile, President Biden at Camp David today, he is back from the talking to European allies on staying united behind Israel and Ukraine. As Biden Secretary of State is set to travel to the Middle East, there is pressure here in Washington to give Ukraine more support. Let's go to Lucas Tomlinson. Lucas is live at the White House. What can you tell us, Lucas?
Well, it fell with just over 2 weeks to go before the election. President Biden is not on the campaign trail. He's in Camp David, as you mentioned, just back from Europe. Now his vice president, of course, running for president, just spoke in Michigan. She was just asked, will the war in Gaza cost her the election? The first most tragic story is October 7th, and what happened that day, and then what has happened since. And I think what's critically important as we look at this moment is, one, acknowledging the tragedy of what has happened in Gaza in terms of the extraordinary number of innocent Palestinians who have been killed. President Biden spent Friday in Berlin meeting with leaders from Germany, France, and the UK. He was awarded Germany's highest award given to heads of state. George H.W. Bush received the same honor for his role in Germany's invasion. Biden encouraged allies to keep supplying weapons to Ukraine in its war against Russia. There are now reports thousands of North Korean soldiers have arrived in Russia, something Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin just said he cannot confirm. Some Republicans think Biden has not done enough to help Ukraine. Top Republican on the Armed Services Committee, Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi, in a new letter to Biden has the following recommendations. Wicker wants Biden to increase the pace of weapons transfers to Ukraine, and the restrictions for U.S. supplied weapons, and increase the cap of non-U.S. military personnel. Returning back from the Middle East, General David Petraeus thinks Hezbollah is holding back.
They probably have still on the road 100,000 missiles, drones, rockets, and other projectiles. And if they can coordinate a substantial attack at one time, the concern is that they could overwhelm the very sophisticated layer of Israeli defense.
Now, in a new interview, Ryan Crocker, the former U.S. ambassador to Lebanon and many other Arab countries, spent over 4 decades in the region, thinks that Warren Gossett will continue to revert to guerrilla warfare and will not be ending anytime soon. Right now.
Lucas Tomlinson there live at the White House. Thank you very much, Lucas. Eric.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu defiant. So, how will Israel respond to what it calls the intended assassination of the Prime Minister with that drone attack on his vacation home? And how will Israel strike back at Iran? Dr. Rebecca Grant with a senior fellow, Vice Knesset and the National Security Analyst. Dr. Grant Netanyahu, and he is clear and he is blunt. He says, quote, "We will win this war." It's what Israelis and the whole world needs to hear. What's your reaction to his actions?
And Netanyahu, that even stronger language than we heard just 2 days ago after the killing of Thor, when Netanyahu talked about the need to have a war revival, a moment, an opportunity, and now today it is just we will win this war. And that's part of Israel's strategy all along. Israel believes that Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran can only really respond to Israeli military pressure. I expect Israel to keep hitting those legitimate military targets with as much efficiency as possible. Take that now, do that is work.
When you say legitimate military targets, now what are we talking about? Are the oil fields or the oil platforms on the table? Is the Iranian nuclear program off the table? Is that very much part of what Israel could hit?
Well, for Israel, the targets that falls into 2 categories. One, of course, is going after the terrorist proxy infrastructure, whether that's in Gaza or in southern Lebanon. As to targets to influence Iran itself, we're reporting that Israel has run through a target list, has even discussed this to some extent with the U.S. And on that list, to my mind, of course, military bases like they did back in the springtime, missile factories, drone factories, possibly targets connected to the sprawling Iranian nuclear enterprise. There'll have to be enough targets to really smash at some of Iran's capability and attempt to restore the targets. We can't have Iran striking Israel every 5 or 6 months with a missile barrage.
There's been some talk about administration trying to deter Israel from striking oil facilities because of the spike in oil prices. Do you think that is part of the negotiation, or good if there is negotiation with some of this?
I'm sure there's some dialogue going back and forth, but that's not necessarily the case with food packages. Remember, Iran sells this oil to China. They buy 90% of the oil. See, this is a big geopolitical problem. Look at the issue down in the Red Sea, which was caused by the Houthis. I think we need to see a clear strike from Israel in terms of retaliation if they want to get the Ayatollah's attention. Ayatollah has said also that the war goes on.
Well, certainly they've gotten their attention. Look at the success that Israel has had just in the past few weeks, taking out the Hezbollah leadership, killing Sinwar, and that incredible video that we saw. Here's part of what the Prime Minister has said about all this. He said this just a few hours ago in a statement. Quote, "I say to the Iranians and their partners in the Axis of evil, anyone who harms the citizens of the state of Israel will pay a heavy price for it. We will continue to eliminate your terrorists. We will return our hostages from Gaza. We will return our residents in the country. We will achieve all the war goals we set, and we will change the security reality in the region for generations." He is playing, it seems, for generational historic shift to go after Iran and its proxies, to try and end this radical Islamic caliphate once and for all. What's your view?
Yes, because we're basically in a multi-front fight with Iran, right from the Red Sea, right through the Mediterranean. And for Israel, they have to push to the point that Hezbollah, Hamas, and even Iran are going to think twice about attacking. Israel's security is the cornerstone for any potential peace and settlement in that region. And so Netanyahu has to do everything he can to take out every bit of military capability. We all know Hezbollah still has literally tens of thousands of weapons left. So Israel has to be pretty relentless at this point, and they have our outside support here in the U.S.
And finally, a few thoughts on the Prime Minister himself. Very controversial figure, has been
mercilessly attacked. In many quarters, all those demonstrations on the streets in Tel Aviv that we have seen called a war criminal with blood on his hands. But here's a tweet from a noted, popular Israeli filmmaker, Erez Tandem. The entire political security elite long ago wanted to end the war with a defeat that would bring us the next October 2nd. Only one person stood alone in the face of international pressure, in front of a lax security top, in front of a promiscuous media, and insisted on one thing: total victory. Netanyahu, with this superhuman willpower, Netanyahu's way is the only way
I shall gladly provide support.
peace. Are we in a moment of Netanyahu? Is this his Churchill moment? How do you think he will go down in history, seeing what we've been seeing just the past few weeks with the Iranian